was really hoping my allergy medicine would kick in and knock me out, but I guess that's not going to happen. So I'm just going to go forward with part 6 here. Let's do it. I also updated the rendering down to 2x instead of 4 because it was just so glitchy. The music was getting screwed up, and this game's music is too good to do that to it. Yeah, you live and you learn. Kislev very much reminds me of Russia. Anyway, the associate says, Kaiser, we have some news. Sigmund says yes. The associate continues, we investigated the cause of the recent explosion at the southern Ava border. Our data showed a large amount of radiation was released at the epicenter. It was probably caused by an overload of a battleship class slave generator. The cause of this is still unknown. The shockwaves from that explosion took out 2/3 of the Ava and Gebler forces combined. Now Ava is in the process of regrouping their reserve units, but that should take at least several days. The associate continues, concerning your order, the scouts have arrived at the area you requested. Sigmund says, found it, eh? Associate says, yes, sir. Sigmund says, I see. Associate says, we know the gear found was stolen from the 11th base by the Gebler unit in Ava. And in the investigation of the machine, we also caught the unconscious pilot. The seized gear has been transported to the capital. From the circumstances, we believed information was leaked to Ava. Sigmund says, how can you say that? The associate says, all the gears except this were destroyed at Lahan. Judging from the ID signal, this one wasn't with Ava, but was part of a pirate group. Sigmund says, pirates? You mean the young prince? Associate says, yes, sir. Sigmund just says, uh-huh. The associate now says, we're now analyzing the combat data. However, we've discovered some black boxes which are likely to delay the analysis. Sigmund says, black boxes? The associate says, that gear wasn't made by us, the stock body was brought in by them. Sigmund says, ah, so that's it. Associate goes, Kaiser? Sigmund says, what? The associate says, shouldn't we begin an assault on Ava? Sigmund says, are you trying to destroy Kislev? The associate says, huh? Sigmund says, indeed, it would be easy to take down Ava, but it would exhaust our resources also. The associate says, we can't afford to miss this chance. Sigmund says, even if we beat Shakan, Solaris would only replace him with another puppet. What if we exhausted our resources and found ourselves under attack? Anyway, we must still be concerned with Nissan. There is nothing to gain by doing anything now. Excuse me, says this soldier. Sigmund says, it seems they have arrived. Doesn't look terribly different from this. It's not worth all the glitches. It's just slightly smoother. Sigmund says, is that it? The masked woman says yes, if you can use that, you can pass through the barrier. You'll be free to go where and when you please. Sigmund says, that man, what was it, Graf? Is he around? The masked woman says, he's rather busy now. I was assigned to be his representative. Sigmund says, I will ask you this once. Why do you help us? Who are you? The masked woman says, I've told you before. I simply wish to observe what is in store for the world. There are so many things you people must know. I am merely your guide. I cannot directly assist you. How you use it is entirely up to you. Sigmund says, so you're telling me you do not require any recompense? The masked woman says, let me see. Well then, how about this? Well, I must go, she continues. Sigmund says, what a strange thing to ask for. Associate says, what did she say? Sigmund says, they want me to transfer that gear we captured and its pilot to D Block. The associate says, D Block, I wonder why. Sigmund says, I don't know either. But we still owe them a favor, we can't just deny them, so see to it. Associate says, yes, sir. Faye is laughing while running. The pendant of Nissan glows behind him for some reason. This is a memory of Faye playing with his mother. For those that haven't played this game before, Faye is... he has dissociative identity disorder. It was formerly known as multiple personalities. They use like a very high level Freudian over concept for this. So he breaks apart into like these three pieces. The adult Faye, who only has memories from 15 onward. Id, which is this powerful nightmare creation. And then this is his internal, purified, childlike state that just only sees the good. And there they all three are together. Id says you shouldn't be here. And basically kicks him out. Faye wonders where he is. A nurse says, good, you've finally woken up. You've been unconscious for 4 days, so I'd begun to fear the worst. Faye says, who are you? Where am I? How'd I get here? Faye moans out in pain. The nurse says, you've only just gained consciousness, so don't push yourself too much. I'm a doctor. You're in Nortune, the imperial capital of Kislev. This is the detention area for criminals, commonly known as D Block. Detention area for criminals? The doctor says, you are now in a living quarters for prisoners in D Block. Judging by the way you were brought here, under the heavy guard of the Kislev army, you are no ordinary criminal. The doctor says, huh? Suzarn walks in and says, "Oh look, what good timing. Prince Charming has woke up. This may be sudden, but you have to come along with us." The doctor says, "Not the baptismal ceremony. This patient has only just awoke. It is unthinkable that you would try and suddenly carry out your baptismal ceremony on him." Vargas says, "Come off of it. Just a sec. That guy's been thrown in here as a criminal, ain't he? You should be thanking us for having the kind and compassionate heart to let him rest up a few days." Heinrich says, "Yeah, that's right. As long as he's here as a criminal, he's got to follow the rules." Leonardo says, "That's the way it is, so without further ado, we'll borrow him for a little while. Don't worry, we will return him to you straight away. Once we're through with him, that is." Suzarn says, "You don't have a choice in this. If you oppose us, the fair doctor will cop it too." Faye says, "Okay, I'll do what you want." The doctor says, "I'm so sorry. I can't go against the battlers. Please forgive me." Suzarn says, "What a sensible lad. This saves us a bit of trouble. Anyway, come along now. The champ is waiting. And don't worry, we'll let you return here soon." Suzarn says, "Hurry up then." Forward march! Suzarn says, "Champ, we brought him to you." A man called Champ, who will later be found out to be his Rico. "Thanks, Suzarn. So you're the new inmate. We don't know or care what you did to get put in here, but welcome to D Block. So what name do you go by?" Faye says, "I am Fei Fong Wong, and what's your name?" "I know it's not really Champ. I at least have the right to know that much." Suzarn says, "Why you? How insolent." Champ says, "Calm down, Suzarn. I don't mind. The name's Rico." Rico says, "Kid, it's good to have guts if it's the real thing. We know it's a bit sudden, but we need to see how strong you really are." Rico calls out for Heinrich, Vargas, Leonardo, and Suzarn. "Let's begin his baptism. Take him outside." Going back to those three parts, those are called id, ego, and superego. If you want to look it up in that Freudian debunked psychological methodologies, anyway. Rico says, "Kid, you're up front." He says, "Now, I think you've got the idea, but I'll tell you anyway. All the criminals sent here are each given a rank. Deciding what rank you are is easy. You get your rank by fighting these 4 battlers. Relax, the fights are one-on-one. By now you should have realized, results are everything. If you can defeat these 4 battlers, you'll be promised a certain amount of freedom. Let the fights begin." Rico says, "That's what I'd like to say, but even we have some compassion. We'll give you some time, even though it's one-on-one, you still have to fight all 4. You should get prepared for the battle. And one more thing, don't even think about trying to get away from here. After all, that's an impossibility." Well, let's make sure I've got what needs to be equipped. Might as well put the ether dagger on, because I know I'm going to have to heal. Suzarn says, "Are you ready?" I say, "Let's rock." Suzarn says, "Champ, he's ready for his baptismal ceremony." Rico says, "Then let it begin. Your first opponent will be Leonardo."
Get the fuck out of here.
Alrighty. Leonardo says to have lost to someone who's just recovered. Sadness. Rico says, how's the next one? Ouchie poos. And we have knocked out whoever that was. Heinrich, I guess. Heinrich goes, ugh, how could I have lost? Rico says, entertaining, how's the next one? Looks like this is Vargas, I guess? My. Guess he gets 2 attacks in a row. Bye-bye! Vargas says, I'll get you for this someday. Rico says, not bad. No one's defeated Vargas since Suzanne. Now for the last one. You think you can win? And another one bites the dust. Suzanne says, ridiculous. Even I lost to you. Rico says, you defeated all 4. This is an unexpected outcome. Let me give you the special treatment. I myself will be your final opponent. Faye says, enough. There's no purpose in doing this. I have nothing to do with you. Rico says, no need for a reason. This is the D-Block tradition. We must determine the pecking order. Rico says, get ready. Looks like Rico's gonna fuck me up.
Is that the best you can do?
Rico says, is that all you can do? What? Don't you want to fight? Fee seems tired. Rico says, what's wrong? If you don't resist, I'll end up breaking your neck. Faye says, no. What's that? I can't hear you, says Rico. Faye says, no, I won't fight. Rico says, well then, this is the end. Faye writhes in pain. Some mysterious voice says, out of the way. Rico says, what? Rico says, ha ha ha, that's more like it. You're quite good. You're the first one to ever injure me. Now I don't have to hold back. I'm looking forward to this. Oh, that bitch took all my magic. Well, well, well. Rico says, a bit tough. Well, a win is a win. Your rank is A. Faye is probably passed out. Rico says, didn't you hear? Take him back to his quarters. And don't forget that one thing. Faye says, where am I this time? The doctor says, same place, different room. You've had a rough day, huh? Faye goes, oh, it's you. Looks like I needed your assistance again, huh? Doctor says, yep, but don't worry, I don't mind, it's my job. Anyway, how do you feel? Faye says, I'm in a bit of pain, but nothing I can't cope with. Lately I've been getting used to this kind of thing. The last thing I remember was those guys speaking of what rank they think I am worthy of. The doctor says, oh, I think I better tell you about that. Faye says, what? You know what rank I am? The doctor says, you're quite strong, aren't you, to defeat 4 people in your condition. It's no wonder they gave you rank A. But to go up against the champ, it's amazing you came back alive at all. Faye says the fight was meaningless. I had no reason to. I didn't want to fight. Doctor says, what happened? You look a bit pale. Faye says, it's nothing, don't worry. By the way, what's this around my neck? Doctor says, that's a bomb. The moment you leave the vicinity of the Imperial capital, the collar goes boom. Too bad, but while you have that on, you will never be able to escape from Nortoon. Apart from the civilians of D Block and a select few battlers, everybody has to wear them. Doctor says, here in D Block, that is the only chain that binds the prisoners. Faye says, a bomb. So no matter how much I struggle, I'll never escape. Doctor says, anyway, you should try and get some rest. You'll have to get used to life in this town soon, though. This person says, the champ's strength is incredible. If only someone would defeat the champ, then I might have a chance. This guy says, we're having a bit of trouble with this door. Sorry, but could you use the door on the west side? It's not that difficult a problem. We'll have it fixed in a little while. This one says, in this town, when you take proof of extermination of sewer monsters to B info, they will exchange it for G, the currency of this world. It'll pay to remember that. This one says, in battling, men and women are called different names. Generally, males are called battlers, while females are called Amazonesses. This one says, I'm a wandering battler. I came here to participate in the battling matches they will be holding here soon. Seems I got here a little early. What am I to do? That one says, Nortune, the capital of the Kislev Empire, is made up of 5 blocks. D block is just one of them. It serves as a giant prison. This one says, don't get in the way of my job. I keep this room orderly. Let me out of here. Appears I can run around the roof. This person says, this is the entrance to the sewer. There's tons of monsters. Don't go unless you're good. Those stupid battlers and bounty hunters are always coming and going. I guess this is a church. Beastoid Man says, ah. Allow me to introduce myself. They call me Hammer, the supplier. It's been a long time since such a powerful criminal has been sent to D Block. That makes you pretty famous in this town. In other words, you're the center of attention. Faye says, could you stop calling me bro? My name is Faye. What's wrong with it? It's not like I'm putting you down. What would you prefer me to call you, sir, or something? Oh, do whatever you wish. Hammer says, then it's decided. I'll continue to call you bro from now on. By the way, bro, I hear you're really strong. Not many get rank A, you know. I'm pretty impressed. And what's more, bro, you seem different from the other prisoners. Faye says, different, huh? Well, you don't look so normal yourself. I didn't realize he was racist. Anyway, Hammer says, it's not meant to be an insult, just a feeling I have, no deep meaning. Oh, and if you have any problems, talk to me. Since I'm a supplier, I've got all the connections. Doesn't it seem like there's something missing? Something or things that you could find elsewhere but can't find here? Don't you think so? Come to think of it. Yeah, what's missing are item shops, and don't forget the weapon shops. You need anything, bro? Might as well check it out. I don't care about that. Let's check out his accessories then. Blocks poison, blocks sleep, blocks forget, increases defense. says, it's too expensive elsewhere. Yep, you know it's gotta be Hammer's ether bag. Alrighty. This guard says, you're the new guy. The Imperial Committee is looking for you. They heard something about you and the Champ's men. They should still be somewhere in D Block. They decided to visit you. This is a good chance for a prisoner like yourself. Alrighty. Faye says, not here either. Must have left already. Huh? I finally get to meet you. You're Faye, right? And, out of the way. Forgive us, Ms. Cohen. You men are hopeless. This is why I didn't want to come with you two. I wonder if it's, Trump's lawyer's wife. I forget what his name is. It's something Cohen, though. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Rue Cohen from the Imperial Battling Committee in B Block of this, the Imperial Capital. Imperial Battling Committee? What do you want with me? Rue says, I'll cut to the point. We want you to participate in the battling tournament. Faye says, battling? Rue continues, it's a recreational sport where gear fights against gear or even gear fights against monster, depending on the program. Currently, there are no regulations for eligibility, and we, the committee, rarely interact with the participants directly. You should be honored. We are in luck that your little incident with the champ caught our attention so soon. So how about it? Better a battler than a prisoner. It's not a bad deal at all. Faye says, sorry, but I don't like gears. I have no interest in such recreational tournaments, and above all, I don't even have a gear, so even if I wanted to participate, I can't. You ask too much. The subordinates say, indeed, we ask too much. Rue says, be quiet. They say, sorry, Ms. Cohen. Rue says, forgive me, but do not worry about the latter problem. The gear you require for battling will be provided by the committee. Will you participate then? Faye says, don't make me repeat myself. I hate gears. I'm not interested in that stuff. Rue says, if you don't change your mind, then well, you're still new here. I'll give you more time. Perhaps we may have been too pushy, but please, think about this offer seriously. I'll be looking forward to a favorable reply. Well then, hope to talk to you again soon. Gears, huh? Whoa. Hammer? Hammer says, why did you do that, bro? Wait, Hammer, what are you talking about? I overheard it all with my own ears. Why did you reject their invitation? It's truly a rare occasion for the committee to personally make contact. It's still not too late. Do it, bro. We can still make it, right? You'll be a battler. A battler! Oh, that. If you overheard, you should already know. I don't like fighting in gears. Moreover, there is no reason for me to do it. If you become a battler, you can leave the prison and live in luxury. Power is everything here. The powerless, the weak, they're just oppressed. So come on, give it a try. Faye says, is that all? Hammer says, what do you mean? Faye says, are you done? Hammer says, done? Faye says, you've said enough, now move out of the way. Hammer, sorry, but I doubt my feelings will change. Fighting in gears, I hate them both, so too bad. Oh, bro. Let's see, meow. Hammer says, hey bro, you have that look in your eyes as if you're looking for something, right? I knew it. You want to buy some items? What do you need? I don't really need anything. It's too expensive elsewhere. Bro, I have news. News, I tells ya. The new doctor who was appointed today has just arrived. Hammer, you were supposed to have been in the bar. Hammer says, bro, you shouldn't worry about such little details. If you just rely on me, the forefront of information, then you will know it all. So, about this doctor. Faye says, about what doctor? Hammer says, what? You didn't know, bro? The previous lady doctor got transferred to look after the civilian sector of town. Makes you envious, huh? So we gets a new doctor to look after D Block. They say he just got here. Faye says, the new doctor, eh? So what on earth has this new doctor got to do with you, the great supplier? Hammer says, what are you talking about, bro? Of course I have everything to do with him. If I become chums with him, I can expand my connections by establishing black market medical treatment routes. Faye says, so that's it, huh? Oh, Hammer, what will we ever do with you? Hammer says, whatever, bro, whatever. Anyway, let's go say hello to him, shall we? Faye says, well, yeah, I suppose we should at least say hello. Faye says, you say a new doctor has come, but there's no one here. Hammer says, huh, that's strange. According to my sources, he should be here. Faye says, too bad he's not here, huh, Hammer? Looks like you'll have to forget about those black market medical treatment routes you were. And the door opens. Hammer says, the sound of an opening door, it seems... Faye says, Doc, Saitan, what are you doing here? Saitan says, I monitored Kislev's radio communications. I heard them talking about a gear they recovered in Kislev that fit the description of Weltall. They said they transported it to their capital, so I came here on the off chance I might also find you. Hammer says, huh? You wouldn't by any chance know this doctor, would you, bro? Saitan says, anyway, Faye, have you taken any action yet? Faye says, action? What do you mean? Saitan says, you cannot stay in here forever, can you? Are you not going to escape? Faye says, escape? Saitan says, Faye, you are not intending to spend the rest of your life here, are you? You do not mind breaking your promise, then? Faye says, what promise? Saitan says, oh my, how could you forget such an important thing as that? You promised Bart that you would protect Margie and the people of Nissan if anything happened to him. Faye says, oh that, I did promise that, didn't I? But has something happened to Bart? Saitan says, I'm afraid to say so. He fought bravely against the enemy's new forces, but it was in vain. The Yggdrasil was badly damaged and sank to the bottom of the sea of sand. Just before the ship sank, I jumped in an escape pod and jettisoned out of there so that I was not engulfed. Since then, I regret to say, I could find out nothing of the others' whereabouts or fate. Faye says, who would have thought? What was I doing? Saitan says, what in the heavens happened, Faye? Faye says, once again I lost all memory and all sense of time. While I was fighting that Vandercom guy, Graf appeared. Then I realized Bart and the crew's plight. The other guys with me were defeated by Vandercom and his giant-sized gear. After that, it was like Lahan Village over again. When I When I woke up, I was in Nortoon's prison block. Doc, what happened to the squadron at the Borderlands? What is the meaning of my being here in Weltall having been recovered in Kislev? Citan says that squadron was annihilated. There was also wreckage of a giant-sized gear, the likes of which I have never seen before. Faye just stays silent. Citan says, come on, Faye, no one's pointing their finger at you. It might have been caused by something else. Faye says, it's alright, Doc. Little by little, I've been coming to understand it. Faye says, just maybe. No, most surely, I've done it again. Citan says, oh, Faye. Faye says, I'll keep my promise. Otherwise, I'd never be able to look Bart in the face again. 'Cause Bart and them are alive somewhere. I just know that they are. Citan says, so that means... Faye says, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get out of here. Will you help me out, Doc? Citan says, of course. It'll be my pleasure. Hammer says, no, bro. Doubt it. Any thought of leaving here is just a dream. Citan says, why do you say that? Hammer says, because of these things. They're explosive collars. As long as we are wearing these, we'll never be able to set foot out of here. Citan says, explosive collars. That is dangerous of them, is it not? Allow me to have a little look at it, please. Citan says, let me see. Well. Oh. We might just possibly be able to do something about these. Hammer says, really? Even mechanical engineers gave up on these in despair. Faye says, Doc was always good at tinkering with machines, so I guess there's hope. Hammer says, I don't know, bro. Let's leave him alone. No matter how good he is, one tiny mistake and it's boom, bang. Game over, man. Get Hammer's drift, bro? Faye says, it's alright. I believe in Doc. Citan says, well then, shall we give it a try? Citan says, are you absolutely sure you want to go through with this, Faye? Do you not want to think it through first? Just to be sure, I mean. Though, you can trust me, I hope. Faye says, so let's just do it. Yeah, I'm ready to do it now. You may as well get it over with. Citan says, well then, you sure you want to go through with it also? Hammer says, oh, bro. Citan says, well then, let us give it a go. Rattle, rattle. Citan says, this is harder than I thought. Clatter, clatter, clang. Clank. Citan says, ah, oh dear. Hammer says, that part is... Did I just die? Warg. Citan says, Faye, what is wrong? Doc, what just happened? What was that? Citan says, you scared the heck out of me, suddenly shouting like that. Is everything okay? Anyway, are you absolutely sure now? I will start removing the explosive collar then. Faye says, let's not do this. I have a bad feeling about it. Sorry, Doc. Citan says, I can understand that. There is no reason to try something so dangerous yet. We have not explored all the other possibilities. There may be another way. Hammer says, I forgot to tell you, there is a way of having these collars removed. It requires you winning a special pardon in the Imperial Games, though. Citan says, a special pardon? Hammer says, yes, every year they hold the Imperial Games of Battling. The Kaiser himself watches over the battling matches and cancels any sentence the winner is serving. Also, the winner is given a position as a military officer as an added bonus. Citan says, well then, all we have to do is win at the games then. Do we not, Faye? Hammer says, I'm telling you, it's hopeless. To do that, you will have to defeat the current champion, Master Rico. But our bro here was totally beaten by that very person just days ago. And this time we're talking about battling with Gears, bro. Gears. There's no assurance of your safety. He could very well kill you by pretending to cause an accident. Citan says, really? Faye says, yeah, but last time I didn't have the desire to fight them. Yet if I were to come up against him seriously, I'm not sure whether I could win or not. Citan says, is he really that much stronger than the other 4 battlers, this champ chap? Hammer says, put it this way. He's the undefeated king reigning at the summit of the Imperial Capital's battling tournaments, with a history of 40 bouts ending in 40 knockouts, most of which occurred within 30 seconds from start time. If he wins this year's Imperial Games, then he'll be the reigning champion for 3 years running. Citan says, just 1 second, is this person a prisoner? Hammer says, yes. Citan says, that's strange, the winner's supposed to receive a pardon, right? Why is he still a prisoner? Hammer says that's the thing. Master Rico could have said goodbye to prison life by now, but they say he turned down his pardon. I guess he must like his fighting a great deal. Faye says, well, we can't just stand around here talking. I don't care whether it's battling or whatever. If there's a chance, then I'm gonna try and take it. Hammer says, are you serious? Faye says, yes, I am. Hammer says, do you think you can win? Faye says, no, I don't, but for now I can only give it a try. Hammer says, well, if that's how it is, then I'll just go off and register you now. Faye says, that Hammer, he looked very pleased all of a sudden. Citan says, but are you alright about this? As we spoke about before, whether you are forced to or not, you did not want to do this, right? Fight with gears, I mean. Faye says, nothing. Citan says, there are most probably other ways to get out of here. Faye, I do not want to push you into anything you don't want to do. Faye says, I know, Doc. I still don't like gears. That much hasn't changed. When I pilot them, I become aware of how unstable my very being is, even if I don't want to think about it. But at the same time, it is also a connection with some lost part of me. If that's the case, then recently I decided I would stick with it to the end. Ellie also had been troubled by the same thing, and if I just stay depressed about it, nothing will improve. Citan says, is that how you feel? I think I understand you now better, Faye. Anyway, let us get some rest today. We are going to become busy. The mysterious voice says, faster than we expected. The awakening of the untouchable one. It has been 3 years since we heard any news. According to the memory cube, he is currently in Nortune, the imperial capital of Kislev. Detestable, vexing, cursed. If only he did not exist, the lambs would not have been turned into the animus. It has been 500 years since our fall in the days of destruction that he caused. We would not have had to do this in such a troublesome manner as we do now. The excavation of the anima relics in each area is proceeding as planned. It's too late to change things now, but in the future will shape what will be. Fade, vanish, disappear. Although we do not know which route it flowed from, we're fortunate that the gatekeeper was activated. From the ethos, or it doesn't matter. Although, so you are saying that we mustn't break Ignis' equilibrium. Well, it is the surface, and that land is unclean. That is merely an excuse. It's a justifiable reason, even Cain would not object. But we can't use the geisha key, not until the proper time comes. There's a third fleet in Bledavik. Their reserve units will do. Oh, his fleet, your orders? To purge. Give no motives. If he knew our motives, it's obvious he'd do something unpredictable. But wouldn't we need more men to raise the entire area of Nortune? There's an ancient reactor in Nortune. We'll use that. The half-life fallout will be 1,000 years. Nothing will be able to live within 300 Celts of the explosion. However, they've lived through that before. They won't perish that easily. But we must at least eliminate him. Yes. There's nothing we need from there, so be it. Take care of it. If it is a direct hit, well then. Your orders are given. I believe that's the Gazelle Ministry. Let's see. Hammer is huffing. He says, I just finished signing you up. Faye says, gee, that was quick. Is it really that easy? Hammer said, normally it isn't so easy, but a woman called Rue from the battling committee seems to have done some pushing and pulling on your behalf. Faye says, the battling committee? Oh, you mean those three? Hammer says, well anyway, thanks to them the enrollment process went like a breeze. This means you can start battling whenever you want. Faye says, but besides that, Hammer, since yesterday you've seemed a little too happy. Is there something strange going on behind the scenes that I don't know about? Hammer says, huh? No, nothing. Nothing at all. The mechanic of champions, me, has had his sins wiped clean, so there is nothing to be suspect of. Ha ha ha. Faye says, really? Hammer says, what do you mean? I told you there is nothing at all. Ooh, I've got a lot to do, so I'll go on ahead of you. Faye says, oh, hey, wait. What are you up to? Not saying where you're going to. Hammer comes back and says, I forgot to tell you, the battling arena is on the outskirts of D Block. Talk to the guard and he should let you pass. Bye. Faye says, outskirts of D Block. Citan says, Faye, hold on a sec. What is it, Doc? Last night you said we should act separately. Citan says, yes, I know I did, but there is something that I'm curious about. I shall join you in going to the battling arena. Is it not too late to split up after that? Faye says, well, whatever. Anyway, let's get going. The guard says, hey, it's you. I heard from the Imperial Battling Committee. I can let you through, but as long as you have that bomb on, it's no use trying to escape. If you don't want to die, stay away from the off-limit areas such as the civilian section, okay? This is Recreation and Battling Arena. Faye says, so this is the battling arena. Citan says, or the reception area, to be exact. Faye says, Rue says, welcome to the battling arena. Faye, sir, several days ago you were adamant about not piloting gears. Has something happened in the last few days to make you change your mind in such a large way? Faye says, living the rest of my life with sewer monsters is not that bad. It's just, well, there are many factors. Then there's this collar. It gets in the way so much. Rue says, your collar? Haha, you're amusing. Are you intending to aim for victory despite it being your first try at battling? Faye says, is that strange? Rue says, no, not the least. Please excuse me. You seem to have quite some confidence in fighting with gears. I'm looking forward to it. Rue says, oops, excuse me. Well, I guess I'll show you the way to the paddocks. We don't have much time. The paddocks? What, you're thinking that you're going to fight with flesh and blood? Ha, not that I wouldn't mind seeing it, but we told you before that the committee would prepare a machine for you. What did you forget? Oh, the gear I'm going to pilot will be, well, come on now, walk this way. Citan says, hold on, we are not ready yet. Can you spare us a little time? Rue says, understood, but we don't have much time to spare, so please hurry up. This is an informationist. Nothing gained, nothing learned, nothing gained. Asking you shall receive. Perhaps. Anyway, what do you need to know about the contest? I'm good. Are you sure you don't need to hear what I've got to say? Don't blame it on me if you have trouble. Your entry has been made. Please follow the supervisor's instructions to compete in your first bout. Gatekeeper. Beyond here is the gear storage paddock. Unauthorized entry is not permitted. I'm a mechanic, so I took the liberty to set up shop here for a while, says Hammer. Let's not waste time, bro. Care to make a purchase? That's my bro. You're too kind, man. What do you need? Let's check out those gear parts. The procedures were quite sudden, so the approval for servicing gear parts won't make it in time for the first bouts. Oh, and bro, you haven't been allocated a gear yet. I wonder what gear they'll give you. Rue says, are you ready? I say, you Betty. Very well then, over there please. Yo bro, you forgot your mechanic. Wait up a little. Rue says, it's that way. Beyond there is the gear paddock. Not much time till the first bout. You better hurry. What shall we do, say the subordinates. Report to the officials. Pilot confirmation complete. Suggest first bout opponent to be the black gear. Yes, ma'am. Hey, is this? This must be the gear that was furnished by the committee. My, this is a surprise. Doc? I don't think this is coincidental. I am simply assuming that they probably intentionally furnished you with Weltall to collect data. Intentionally, says Faye. Seitan says battling itself serves as one of Kislev's plans. From battling, they can obtain the various combat data and talented battlers, which can be used for the military. Faye says, what kind of data could they get out of him and I? Seitan says, I don't know. Seitan continues, I assure you that this has something to do with that incident with Ava. Seitan continues, well, regardless of what the Empire is up to, this is good for us. You are able to get the gear that you are most used to. If you think about it, this just enhanced our probability of escaping. Your gear has been entered. What do you wish to do? Let's check out the controls. X is attack. X and square chain together. Square is attack. X and square chain together. Triangle is jump. Circle is dash. L1 is defense. R1 is ether bullet. Let's just give it a shot. Leonard says, not bad. Have it your way then. Playtime is now over. Let's get serious. Faye's concerned. What's going on? Oh, his life is just emptying. What the? My gear! Apparently he's been tampered with. Faye is moaning in pain. Leonardo says, that jerk, he's probably in bed somewhere. Heinrich says, wasn't that a bit much? If Champ finds out, we're done for. Leonardo says, I don't get it. Let's just get this over with. Tonight's creepy. The rats are restless. Heinrich says, "What? This isn't like you." "Alright then, you take that one." Leonardo says, "Oh man, this is bad. The hairs on my neck are standing up. Something weird's out there." Heinrich says, "Ugh. Must be my imagination." Leonardo says, "Ugh, so you came out." Some kind of monster is chasing them. They're trying to reason with it, but, you know, it's a monster. It's not probably, like, listening. Faye wonders where he is. Saiton says, "Hello, Faye. Are you awake?" Faye says, "Doc, what happened to me? How'd I get here?" Saiton says, "During the battling match, there was a sudden explosion, remember?" Faye says, "That's right. In that explosion, I lost consciousness." Saiton says, "It was a large explosion, but you were fortunate the gear was well tall. Any other gear, and I would hate to think. Anyway, you are safe. That is what matters." Faye says, "Thanks to Welltall, huh?" Faye says, "Doc, how many days have passed since then?" Saiton says, "Only 1 day." "Your injuries were minor." Faye says, "1 day?" Saiton says, "What's the matter, Faye?" Faye says, "I had an awful dream. I can't remember it, but I know it was awful." Saiton says, "A dream?" Faye says, "It was nothing, I guess. Don't worry about it." Faye says, "Doc, I've got to get back to the battling. I want to get this explosive collar off me as soon as I can." Saiton says, "Faye, how's your health holding up? Don't push yourself." "There's no use saying that," says Faye. "Time is not going to wait. I can't just do nothing." Saiton says, "I suppose you are right. I understand what you mean." "We've got to try and get out of here as soon as we possibly can." Saiton continues, "That does not mean you have to overexert yourself. Take time to rest up." Faye says, "You're the doc, Doc. I'll try and get a little more rest." Hammer says, "How are you feeling? All this running backwards and forwards is killing me. I know it's a bit sudden, but how about buying something?" "What do you need?" "Well, he doesn't have anything I want, so whatever." "Thanks, but how about buying something else?" Saiton says, "We should split up and act separately." Alrighty. I guess I just go back to the battler place. "Let me out. Let me out. This is not a dance. I'm begging for help. I'm screaming for help. Please just let me out." Oh boy. He just loves to talk. Yep, let's get a new engine, I guess. Thanks, bro. Yeah, this guy needs to be quiet. You're not allowed back here. Or whatever. This person is saying the same crap. They said I have to win 2 bouts today if I want to like continue. Victorious. Just get out of here, bro. Not bad. Here's the prize money. You earned $300. Supervisor B will pay you a special bonus. That's $100. Oh boy. TFO, bro. Not bad. Here's your money. You got 500 and an extra 200. You have finished your matches. Please come again. Guess I'm supposed to go take a nap now or something. That's not it. It's locked. Tells me to go to bed. Okay, how do I do that? I guess I can rest here. So we rested in our A rank bed. Now we go fight some more, I guess. Ugh, this area of the game is tedious. Right, blah 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 blah. Let me at him. Okay, fucking bullshit, mountain bullshit. Get the fuck out of here. I won 750 and 200 apparently. Let's do it. You won again. Here's some money. Today's are finished. I guess I go take a nap again. Okie dokie day. Let's take a rest. Huh, someone's coming downstairs. I guess it's Hammer. Rico says, long time no see, huh, kid? Hey, you're Rico, says Fee. What are you doing here? Rico says, calm down. I didn't come here to fight with you. Faye says, what's the purpose that you have then? What other reason could you have? Citan says, what's going on? This is a place for rest. Can you be a bit quieter? Citan says, why, it's only you, Faye, and the battling champion? What would the likes of you have to do coming to a prison barracks? There must be some special reason for you to grace us with your presence. Rico says, yes, there is. I came in regards to the incident of the explosion during the first rounds of the battling contest. Faye says, explosion incident? Oh, you mean what happened the other day? Citan says, the explosion accident that Faye was enveloped in during that bout? What has that got to do with you? Rico says, I'm sorry, that accident was set up by my subordinates. After the results of your baptismal ceremony, it seems like my men didn't come to like you very much. Citan says, so they made it look like an accident, but it was meant to kill him. Why did you tell us now? Did they come clean and confess? Rico says, they're no longer with us. You're the doctor, don't you know what's been happening? What's going on here in the Imperial Capital's D block? Citan says, you mean the mysterious murders that happened in the sewers? Rico says, yes. Skilled battlers have been murdered one after the other. All the victims were my subordinates. Faye, says Rico. They were the very people who had set that trap to kill you. Faye says, what are you trying to say? That their deaths are connected to me somehow? Citan says, let us see. The murdered battlers set a trap to kill Faye. When Faye comes to know of this, he has a good reason to kill them. Out of hatred of his would-be killers, he plots revenge on them and turns to murder. Faye says, people think I'm the killer? Rico says, exactly. This morning there was yet another victim, the fifth. It's not unusual for people to die in the sewers. If you become weak, you die. That's Providence. But 5 battlers were killed in a row. That this is unprecedented alone casts doubt on you. To say I don't doubt you would be lying, but I don't think you're guilty either. The only thing that can prove your innocence is if there is any truth in that story going around, the story of a monster in the sewers that is strong enough to kill 5 battlers. Rico says, for the sake of my men, I'm gonna check the sewers. I've said what I wanted to say. Faye says, wait up, let me go with you. I want to prove that I'm innocent. Rico says, you want to tag along, huh? I don't care. And then warns him to look out for his own self. Citan says, it is up to Faye himself to prove that he has been falsely suspected. There is no alternative then. Please allow me to come too. Rico says, Doctor too, huh? I don't take responsibility if anything happens. Okay, so let's see if anybody needs anything. I think this is a good place to stop.